Take a look at this tower of heavy metal locks and chains, all bolted to a rotting wooden door. This is the central paradox of modern cybersecurity. Organizations are spending record amounts of money on defense, yet they are suffering more catastrophic data breaches than ever before. Most of us are stuck in a security 1.0 mindset. When a company discovers a vulnerability in an existing product, the reflex is to simply buy another security product to patch it. This creates a false sense of security. We build static walls, like firewalls, and assume the perimeter is safe. In reality, modern attackers easily outmaneuver these rigid barriers, often bypassing the gate entirely while the security team is busy managing the locks. The clearest admission of this failure is a practice called privileged access management. This is a strategy used to secure the most critical accounts in a network. We rely on it because we've accepted that we can't actually secure the whole building, so we settle for putting a much heavier lock on the VIP room. Stacking these reactive tools creates massive operational speed bumps. Every new patch and isolated vendor product makes the business slower and more complex. This complexity eventually reaches a breaking point where the systems become too tangled to manage, leaving the organization vulnerable to a total operational failure. Those static walls are now facing a threat they were never designed to handle: the arrival of autonomous, interconnected AI agents. These are AI systems capable of independently planning and executing tasks across a network without any human intervention. In this simulation, we see how these agents operate. They multiply and move laterally across a network at speeds a human operator can't track, communicating and executing actions across the entire web in milliseconds. This agentic behavior dramatically increases the attack surface area of a business. We are moving from a world of predictable human logins to an ecosystem of millions of automated micro-interactions that a traditional perimeter defense simply cannot monitor. The risk grows if the AI misinterprets human intent or falls victim to prompt injection. Prompt injection is a type of attack where a user provides hidden, malicious instructions to an AI to override its original programming. If that happens, the AI can unwittingly weaponize the network from the inside. When millions of autonomous interactions happen every second across an unsegmented network, the sheer volume of activity overwhelms traditional detection systems. In this environment, an organization loses the ability to distinguish legitimate business traffic from a breach, meaning the existing security architecture effectively hides the very threats it is meant to stop. To survive the AI era, we need an approach called Security 2.0. This moves the focus away from buying a specific product and toward building a resilient foundational infrastructure. This chart compares two ways to build a digital business. Most companies prioritize technology first, which leads to a fragmented and fragile structure. We call this TOO. But by prioritizing organization and operations first, OOT, you create a unified, solid base before you ever select a tool. True digital resilience requires investing in transferable skills and universal methods. While specific vendor tools eventually become obsolete, universal operational standards allow your team to manage any new technology that enters the market. Starting with operations allows the business to integrate new technologies without needing to buy a new security suite for every update. This approach makes security an inherent quality of the infrastructure, rather than a separate layer added after the fact. There are three architectural pillars required to secure an agentic ecosystem. The first is identity and access. Identity validation must now scale beyond human passwords. Your infrastructure has to instantly verify every automated micro-interaction and service account, the non-human accounts used by software, to ensure the AI is only doing exactly what it was authorized to do. The second pillar is integrity. We must use automated systems to confirm that a software package hasn't been tampered with before an AI model is allowed to touch it. The third pillar is isolation. We have to end the flat internal network, where every device can see every other device, and replace it with strict application-level and thread-level isolation. If an AI goes rogue or is compromised by malicious code, these three pillars ensure that the impact is structurally contained to a single isolated cell. When these three pillars work together, you achieve a state called invisible security. In this modern infrastructure, data flows seamlessly between nodes. The technology department no longer acts as a roadblock to innovation. Instead, it serves as an unseen enabler of the business's core mission. In this state, security is no longer a separate layer you apply to the top of your network. It is baked into the very design of every digital service you offer. Invisible security resolves the original paradox. The business can move faster and adopt new AI tools, precisely because the foundational risk is systematically managed by the architecture itself. Achieving this requires us to redefine the classic metaphor of the moat. A historical moat was a static ditch meant to keep enemies out. That concept is flawed for an interconnected digital world where there is no clear boundary. A rigid wall shatters, but a dynamic mesh absorbs the strike. The modern digital moat is an agile ecosystem absorbing disruptions without breaking. This moat is built through relentless investment in strategic, reusable infrastructure, rather than chasing temporary patches from security vendors. A truly secure organization isn't defined by the height of its static walls. It is defined by an infrastructure so structurally sound that it can survive AI disruption and allow the business to innovate fearlessly.